Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading about the person on your mind and your connection to each other. Today's reading is going to focus in on this person's general stance in this connection. So overall, how do they really feel about you? What are their general thoughts about you at this time? We're going to unpack all of that for you here today in the reading. And I'm so excited you joined, by the way. I hope you are having an amazing day or night, wherever you are in this world. Let's get a couple cards out to get us started. Talk to me about this person's overall thoughts and feelings. Something's really been on this person's mind lately. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to show you these two cards and then we'll pull a few more out for us. The first card that came out was the Ten of Swords. Whoa, my camera just did like a weird focus thing. Okay. We also have the Ace of Swords coming out. So strong air energy so far. I think this person's had something on their mind for a while. They could be in the dumps, so to speak, not in a very good mood lately. It may or may not have anything to do with you or this connection, but it's definitely impacting it, and your person feels like they owe you an explanation as to why they've been behaving the way they have or feeling the way they've felt, okay? We also have the Knight of Pentacles. I'm getting an indication that this person may have been dragging their feet with you, and it could be because of external forces that don't have anything to do with you. In fact, I feel like these are meant to be lessons your person was maybe supposed to learn in other connections, but they've carried over into yours. I mean, it could really be a whole bunch of different things, so I'm not going to go through every different specific. I feel like you kind of already know what's going on. Your person might have a tendency to be a bit skeptical, maybe a little bit melancholy or pessimistic. It could be because they're used to things going wrong in a connection, and when things go right, they almost get suspicious and sabotage themselves. That's what I'm seeing here. And they feel like they're at this place in their life where they know they need to make a change because they're sick of going through the motions, they're sick of going through those patterns, and they also feel like you deserve an explanation because you're different. You're not the same person that they've dealt with in the past. I really feel like this person's been repeating this cycle for a long time, and maybe that's part of the reason they've been dragging their feet here with you, because they're always kind of like, it's almost like they're always looking over their shoulder, waiting for something to go wrong. And that almost in and of itself sabotages a connection because they push away people that really do have pure intentions towards them, including you. And I think your person's waking up to that, and they feel like they need to talk to you about it and kind of give you some clarity as to what's going on. Especially if you don't know much about this person's past or their past relationships or patterns in those relationships, they feel like they bare minimum owe you an explanation via basically telling you what they've already been through, okay? So maybe having a heart-to-heart about what they've experienced in the past. The interesting thing about this, though, is that I wouldn't expect them to come in with a lot of emotion. They are going to come in and talk to you about this from what I can see. I'll pull some more cards in a little bit to get additional confirmation of that. But when they come in and talk to you about this, it's almost like they're going to say this stuff to you matter-of-factly. They're not going to get emotional. I wouldn't expect them to, start crying or, get worked up. It's more or less like they're going to say, hey, I was cheated on in a past relationship, and just kind of blurt it out and say it. They're not going to cry about it. They're not going to be overly emotional or invested in it. They're just going to say, hey, I've been acting really off lately. I'm aware of that. I'm sorry. I think it's because of my ex or something like that, okay? So I wouldn't expect like a huge emotional thing to come from them, but they do want to tell you what's been up and what's been on their mind. But it's going to come from a more kind of cold energy where they just say it. Maybe this person struggles with being emotional. I love that this came out as the first card for us, okay? It's the Eight of Wands. That's confirmation they are going to come in and talk to you about this, and that's exactly what I was pulling for their intentions. So Yes, this person's been feeling this. They kind of know it's time to explain themselves to you, and they really don't want to sit around and wait much longer. I would say they're probably going to come in and confess this to you sooner rather than later. The Eight of Wands is a quick moving energy, so probably in the near future, this person's going to come in and just try to tell you some things. I don't see it being like a 5-hour long conversation or anything super deep or emotional, but they're going to tell you something they've never told you before, and I think it's really going to be an eye-opener for you. They are going to confess this to you. It might even be a quick conversation. They might try to say it and then skirt right past it, okay? We have the Nine of Pentacles coming out, and I heard dinner date when I looked at it. So it might even be something where like the two of you go out on a date, or you're eating dinner together or something like that, and they'll almost like try to casually drop that bit of information into the conversation and then skirt right by it and say, oh, isn't this steak delicious? Or, oh, and how was work today for you? That kind of energy where it's like they know you need clarity, but they're not really ready to fully talk about it yet, but they want you to know kind of what's up. And then maybe down the line, they'll elaborate a little bit more. Or if you start asking them questions for clarity, not from a place where you're being pushy or demanding, but genuinely curious, they might elaborate a little bit more. But more or less, I think they're going to try to just test the waters with you first to see if it's safe, to see if it's trustworthy to open up to you, because I really feel like emotional vulnerability is tough for your person. It's tough. They prefer to keep those emotions inside and present themselves like with a stoic mask, an unbothered type of character, that type of stuff. So, but I would expect a conversation really soon from them where you're going to hear something that's going to take you by surprise, I think. You might suspect, but I don't think you directly have been told this information from them yet. So, okay. I'm going to get you a couple personal messages out now. Get ready to close your reading out. I do this to help you bring the focus back on yourself again. If you need a moment to grab a glass of water, take a couple deep breaths, you're invited to do so. If you've made it this far into the reading, let me know by commenting a butterfly emoji, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in the future. Your first message is the butterfly with metamorphosis. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation. You are about to enter a phase of expansion and growth, which will be highly beneficial for your future. Okay? And your affirmation of the day, I'm going to read to you, and then I highly encourage you to affirm this with me. You can do that by reading it or commenting it. The only approval I need is my own. Worrying about what others think is only a distraction to living courageously. Nobody knows your needs better than yourself. Looks like a little coyote right there. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much again for joining, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. Bye for now.